What's going on, guys? Welcome to another live stream session with Phrankleen. If you're watching me for the first time, thank you for doing so. If you can hear me, you can see me. Do smash the like button, okay? Give consideration to smashing the. For doing so, if you can hear me, you can see me. Do smash the subscribe button, okay? Now. For those who've been watching me for a minute, you probably would have seen Juliana before, otherwise known as Jules. I brought her previously in the past where she basically talked about building her business in Nigeria and all that. And at some point she had to, return to back to the United States, and she shared some very, very juicy gems, with us and all that stuff. So if you go look through my playlist on finance and business, go to the homepage of my channel, look through the videos, you find Juliana's previous live stream with us. It's absolutely helpful, very, very detailed. So she's back again today and talking about how and why she returned to Nigeria, about starting a production business and all the highs and lows and stuff, which I believe that particularly for you diasporans, there'll be a lot of gems, to pick. And also towards the end of the show, you'll have opportunity to ask Jules whatever questions you've got, and I'm sure she'll do her very best to answer your questions. All right. Before we crack on, this show is sponsored by Adron Homes and Properties. Adron Homes and Properties is basically a reputable real estate company based in Nigeria. They have lands and even built, properties across Nigeria. So I've had partnership with them for quite some time. If you're interested in owning lands and all that, all you got to do, just look at the details at the bottom end of the screen. Tell me, Phrankleen, can you kindly send me the application pack, which I will gladly do, okay? Just ask me to send you the application pack, and then we can take it from there. With Adron Homes, you can own your land outrightly, or you can pay in installments across, it could be 6 months, 12 months, or even 24 months, okay? They've got fantastic, deals going on, which is a fantastic Easter promo, which I think you will benefit tremendously from. All right. So without taking much of your time, just take my details, my email address at the bottom end of the screen, and ask me for Adron Homes and Properties application pack. They got lands across Nigeria. You're not paying me directly. You're paying to the real estate company into their business accounts. I'm just your agent in between to ensure that due process is followed, all necessary documentations and all that stuff. And if you've got questions, I am the guy you can come up to and ask me questions, and I'll deal with your query. Lastly, for those of you that have banged me emails in the past about Adron Homes and I'm yet to respond to you, I do apologize. I've not ignored you. I've seen your emails. I will definitely unfailingly, get back to you. So the details are scrolling at the bottom end of the screen. You can see my email address, foodchannel1960@gmail.com. Just ask me for the application pack and I'll definitely reply to you. Now, without further ado, let's get on with the show. What's up, Jules?
Hi, Phrankleen.
Hi,
hey.
How are you?
I am good.
Right. So, as you know, you're here. You've been here before. So some of these people might not know, might not have seen that video. So the title of the video is self-explanatory. So I'll let you have the ground. Let's go.
So this is my second go around with Nigeria. This love-hate relationship. I don't know what's going on. But I tried Nigeria at first. I would say in 2015, 16. Yeah, 2015. I opened up a store. We were selling, some popular products at the time. And then, it grew. I opened up another store, all of that kind of stuff. So it really worked out at the time. It was really a great experience. We really experienced a lot of exponential growth at the time. I think, but for me, you know, I was still raising, well, of course, I'm still raising my kids, but I think
Yeah.
I had just had a baby, I would say in 2016, right? And I just kind of felt like, okay, I can't do this. So, but I mean, I soldiered on, I tried, but eventually I just kind of left it alone because I needed to. And then we moved. We actually did eventually move to Nigeria because at the time I was coming to Nigeria almost every, I would say almost like 6 or 7 times a year. And then eventually
Right.
we moved to Nigeria. It was nice, but it got super hectic, you know, and I couldn't quite find a school that I felt comfortable with taking my kids to. So we moved back to the US.
Right.
And we moved back in 2018. During that time, we stayed in China, you know, tried other countries and all that kind of stuff, you know, just kind of toured the world. We stayed mostly in Asia, you know, Hong Kong, China, South Korea, things like that. And then, and then we stayed in the US. And here we are, 2022. I'm here again. Oh my God.
Back in Nigeria. So let's talk about it, man. And so what's the exact driving force behind coming back to Nigeria to start your business? Let's go.
You know, when I closed my business in
Right.
2018, it felt like a huge breakup. I didn't want to, but then I wanted to. I wanted to experience relief. As much as I was experiencing success at the time,
Right.
it got super, super hectic. And I couldn't wait to just be relieved from the stress of employees, the stress of Nigeria, the stress of customers, the stress of a lot of things. I just wanted a break for myself, right? And then I just kind of gave up on it and just left it alone and continued with my main hustle in the US. So I didn't like that. I didn't like that. I regretted just closing it off automatically. So while we took a break, we were in Asia. So we were left with, my husband and I, we were left with two choices, either to go back to Nigeria or to go to the US. So if we
Right.
went back to Nigeria, that would mean homeschooling. That would mean another whole different, you know, scenario. Or go back to the US and just go back to normal US life, you know? Okay, so we said the easier route would be to go back to the US, which we did. I mean, it's always easy for me to just, you know, blend into any society. And I think I'm probably echoing, but it's okay.
No, it's
Oh,
fine.
really? Okay. So we did go back to the US, and I didn't like it. You know, I kept complaining. I mean, I can't count how many times I complained and wished I was in Nigeria, wished I made that choice to go back to Nigeria. I don't even know. I don't know if it's that I just like to be punished. I don't know what it is. But for some reason, as much as I couldn't wait to leave Nigeria, I hated not being in Nigeria. And I kept thinking of coming back. And I just, it felt like life wasn't the same anymore. It felt like everything was mundane. I felt like, oh, okay, we've seen everything. What else is left in the US? You know what I mean? Like, I didn't feel like my creative juices were flowing anymore. You know, I didn't feel, I don't know, there's a huge chunk of me that I felt I left in Nigeria. So yeah,
Right.
2018, I was counting the years, the months, 2018, 19, 20, 21. And then this year, I had the opportunity to come to Nigeria again. And the option was between Brazil, because I went to Brazil,
Right.
or Nigeria. So with all of that, I still chose to come back to Nigeria. And it's been an interesting experience. You know, it's been an interesting experience. I don't know, what else? I mean, I have a lot to say. I don't know if you're ready, Phrankleen. I don't know if
I'm
you're
ready.
ready.
I'm ready. Let's go. I already told you, man.
Oh
You
my
know,
God. Okay.
share your journey with us. That's why we're here.
I feel like I
The highs
need,
and lows, the challenges, and you know what you love, what you despise about it. Because the idea is there are plenty of diasporans, you know, there are plenty of people who have some. It might not be 2022. It might be next year. It might be the year
yeah.
after. There are plenty of people this year who are looking to take that leap of faith and you
Yeah.
know relocating and things like that. There's always that element of fear, you know, the fear of unknown because of the
Mm-hmm.
disconnect that's gone for so many years, families, and how do I,
Yeah.
you know, grow a business without people siphoning my funds, and you know, the list goes on, man. So yeah, let's go.
Yeah, you should be afraid. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna keep it honest with you. Like right now, I'm sorry. You should be afraid. If you're afraid, you're afraid for a reason. Nigeria is not a joke. Like Nigeria is not a joke. Things are ridiculously expensive for no
Right now, yeah.
reason. And let's start from there. Let's start from the fact that people who you thought were your people no longer see you as human. They see you as an ATM. They see you and treat you as an ATM. I'm not talking,
Right.
I mean, and that could be family, that could be friends, that could be regular, just, people all around.
That's right.
Vendors who you need to, maybe like a carpenter or electrician or a painter, somebody you need to get things done. I mean, even as simple as the wallpaper behind me. I mean, everybody is trying to make a buck off of you because they sense that you just came from the abroad. You know what I mean?
Right.
So you should be afraid because Nigeria is really the unknown. My experience, it's so funny because I was here in 2018. Nigeria grows so fast, so fast. Not like the Western world where everything is already, established and there are rules. Nigeria literally has no rules, no rules whatsoever, and things happen so fast. So let's say from 2018 till now, a lot of the hospitality business, the hospitality world has been taken over. I don't know if I should say has been taken over, but you will find a lot of Middle Eastern people, a lot of Lebanese, especially in Lagos. A lot of Lebanese people have taken over the whole hospitality that you care about.
The industry. That's right.
All the clubs, almost, I would say like maybe 1% is owned by Nigeria. I don't even know what any club is owned by Nigeria. But then again, I'm not really in the Nigerian nightlife. But as far as what I know, a lot of the places that I've been to, bars and stuff like that, not owned by Nigerians. Some really nice restaurants, not owned by Nigerians. It's disappointing because Nigerians are such entrepreneurs. And to me, I'm like, I mean, when I was here in 2018, I thought a lot of things were owned by Nigerians. Now, electronic stores, like the major electronic stores, not owned by Nigerians. Of course, you go to the local places. Of course, you see, but the ones that are like in VI or a lot of the places that expatriates or diasporans usually like to hang out at, a lot of these businesses are not owned by Nigerians. A lot of Indians own these businesses. A lot of people from Lebanon, Italians.
Yeah,
Italians are here.
I was there recently in February, the whole of February for 4 weeks.
I mean, I don't want to say it in
you're
a
right.
bad way,
You're right.
But,
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to say it in a bad way because, I mean, Nigerians own businesses in other countries too, but I just thought we were entrepreneurs, and I just thought the level at which a lot of these places you want to go to are not owned by Nigerians is a little bit more alarming. It's alarming to me.
But then let me just chime in. I get what you're saying, but like predominantly like places like Lagos and maybe Abuja and stuff. So yeah, because Lagos is like Lagos is really packed. So you will find all of these things that you're saying. But when you come out of Lagos, the data is totally different. So if you go to Ibadan and stuff where, and other cities and stuff, it's a totally different ballgame. But because Lagos is like a hotbed, everyone Lagos. So, and they know there's a lot of crazy money to be made, So all these people that you're saying, you are absolutely right. They're there. But having said that, even other parts, take for example, I spend a lot of time in Ibadan and all that when I'm in Nigeria. And the same thing, like what you're saying, it's starting to drip feed. You notice that there was like a particular part of Ibadan that I grew up there, and I know a lot of the local businesses, and I noticed even the shawarma, right? The shawarma, they making the paninis and stuff. The Lebanese, they've taken over things like setting up even gym clubs and the saunas, and then
even the small joints that you think don't matter.
Yoga classes and all that stuff. And I noticed, you're right. So whilst it may not be at the same rate as Lagos and Abuja or all them places, it's growing rapidly, because you would realize that, oh, hang on, I went into a particular party, we're just on the roadside, and a friend of mine just said, oh, the shawarma there is really good. Like let's try. I'm not really a shawarma person. So I said, okay, let's go. And then so now, as soon as we walked in, they had Nigerian staffs, at the window and all that stuff. And then the guys, there's like a glass partitioning and all that. You could see all these Lebanese guys having tea, watching, you know, having a laugh and so. So I asked the lady, I said, huh, who owns this place? And he says, oh, that's our boss, you know, sitting at the back. And I'm like, oh, wow. And then I realized that there's a gym next door. They own it. Across the road, they have a bakery. They have a little grocery store. And like you say, all Lebanese owned. It's even funny that they are now, you know, like you go to like most places and find people selling like used cars, you know, like normal Nigerian owned businesses. They are now replicating the businesses. So what they would do is they sit in the air conditioning or air conditioned office upstairs and stuff. And you have the guys that look like you and I on ground trying to sell you the Benz and the Toyotas and all that. And
but it's not owned by Nigerians.
Replicating the local businesses and cashing out. So that's something to bear in mind. Go on.
Yeah, and it's not for the sake of being politically correct. I think this is something that Nigerians need to see here. It's an opportunity, you know. Someone said the Lebanese have taken over hospitality business in Victoria Land. Yes, not just the Lebanese, the Indians. All the hotels are owned by Indians at this point. Just give up. There's no hotel that's owned by a Nigerian. And of course, I'm exaggerating. I'm always dramatic. Okay, disclaimer, I'm always dramatic. But all the hotels are not owned by Nigerians. The hotels that you want to go to are not owned by Nigerians.
No.
It may be that it may be that there's something we need to learn in hospitality. We need to learn the sweet spot. We need to learn what Nigerians like and what they like to go to and visit and what they like to enjoy and then provide that. But somehow they have mastered the art of hospitality business. I'm talking hotels, everything.
Well, Jules, if I may interject quickly so you can carry on, yeah. What does that tell us? That tells us, you see, that tells us that there are fantastic opportunities back home.
Yep.
Because I don't think that you can have truckload of money and all this affluence. And I don't think it will be that easy for Nigerians to penetrate the Lebanese market or the society or you know, in Lebanon, if you take your dollars or your whatever millions, do you understand? So when this has been my message. And I like the fact that you're here, you're saying it too. This is exactly what I'm banging on about. I've said it, that if we are not careful in Africa, there will come a time when the true sons and daughters of the soil will become tenants. You're going to get forced into a tight corner because they're buying businesses. And another thing that I spotted this from like last year and beyond is, you see, the Chinese, the Lebanese, the Pakistanis, the Indians, and all these people, they're buying buildings. They're buying all these assets, even old buildings. They will get architects, right? They smash them up, they redesign it, they give it a fresh and modern, you know, face, and they'll convert it to like a business outlet. They can buy like 2, 3, 4 buildings on a major road. They are worth multi-millions. And when you look at these things, these are generational assets.
Yes.
A bunch of us are stuck abroad. We're justifying why we should remain abroad and turn our backs on Africa. It's deadly. This is what I have been saying. Because if we're saying, oh, it's all doom and gloom, it's bad, oh, Nigeria is a zoo, Nigeria is a zoo.
It is.
The Lebanese are taking over the zoo, though.
They're taking over that zoo. Yep. It is. Nigeria is a zoo. We're not telling you that Nigeria is a haven.
It's perfect.
But apparently it's a money haven for these people. And you know one of the reasons why? The reasons why they're able to come into Nigeria, because it won't be easy for them either to come into Nigeria and start a business. You know why they're able to do that easily? They have a community. They have a community. I think one thing that we mistake is we think because we're from here, everything should be easy. And that was the mistake I made. I was here in 2018 and I came back in 2022. I felt like fish out of water. I felt it was very, very depressing for me to feel like I don't know anyone. I don't know these people. I felt like I didn't understand a lot of things. I felt really, really, really lost and really, really, really alone. You know, I'm finding my way around things. little by little, and it's been super slow. But I'm starting to see, okay, this place works really, really slowly. But I think we need to realize that we need a community. We need a community of diasporans. Yes, we need a strong community of diasporans. Those who are great at real estate, those who have access to rental properties, those who want a roommate situation. Because some people may want to rent in Lagos. Lagos is expensive. Lagos is starting to mirror the price of rentals in Atlanta or purchases in Atlanta. Why? Why am I buying a home that's about the same price as a house in Atlanta that will not cost me the expenses of electricity, that will not cost me instability in the country, that things are a lot more straight, a little bit more straightforward?
I'll be honest with you. I'll be honest with you. Lagos has its benefit if you're looking at things from like a commercial standpoint. Let's say you have a thriving business idea or concept bang in the middle of Lagos, you're strategically placed. Now, from commercially speaking, right, if you're well placed, you can cash out, you can become a multi-millionaire and all that. But like you rightly said, in terms of leaving and all that, I think it's, Lagos is overrated. It's because I live in the UK. When I look at Lagos, especially all these overhyped areas like Lekki and all that stuff, I just think London. I think like DC. I think New York. I think of all those capital cities, those prime cities where it's bloody expensive. Because I remember when I went to the States in 2014 or so, I had a friend that was living bang in the middle of DC, right? A box apartment was about $3,000 a month, right? Small apartment, but bang in the middle of DC. And I have another friend who lives in Raleigh in North Carolina, right? And for like $700 a month, he lives in a 4-bedroom house.
Wow.
With a front porch and a back garden and all that stuff. That's Raleigh, right? So it's the same thing about in terms of you want to go leave, but if everybody wants to get crammed up in Lekki, Ajah, I don't want to leave.
Everyone wants to go to Lekki.
Man, it's for the price of renting in Lagos really and all the service charges and stuff. You in other parts of Nigeria, you will have a bungalow to yourself.
Can we talk about the service charge? Okay, so my experience was I decided not to rent at Lekki Phase 1, which is where everybody wants to rent Lekki Phase 1 because every business is in Lekki Phase 1. Yeah. Any fun thing you want, I mean, literally every business is in Lekki Phase 1. For me, I like to I just got into pole dancing recently before I left Atlanta. Hey, to work out, hey, I gotta be fit. I'm sorry, I gotta be fit. Right, okay, so and then I found a pole dancing class, but it was in Lekki Phase 1. There isn't anyone around where I live, so I decided not to do Lekki Phase 1. I was like, okay, let me just go a little bit further down. I'm not gonna, do Lekki Phase 1. Oh my God, I regret it. I regret it, and I will regret it for the rest of my life. Even when I move out, I'm still gonna regret. So I disagree a little bit with Lagos being overrated, but it's overrated with the price.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean about the prices. Yeah.
But as far as like certain lifestyles, certain fun things, I feel like Lagos is like this new city, right, where diasporans are bringing different ideas from everywhere. Like in Lagos, you'll experience the UK, you'll experience America, you'll experience Asia, all in one city. Yes, girl, pole dancing. You'll experience all kinds of things in one city. That's the thing I like about Lagos. Like I would say Atlanta, for example. The US or the Western countries are so much more established, and there's things that they don't really think outside the box anymore. But in Nigeria, especially in Lagos, I can say, maybe Abuja or wherever else, it's so new. A lot of things are so new, and us diasporans are realizing that we can control stuff. So the level of contribution that we bring into the society and into the social life is huge. So okay, on one hand, a lot of foreigners have taken over the hospitality business. On the other hand, I would say, I genuinely want to say diasporans are the driving force of the
Let me ask you a question. This is important before you carry on. These foreigners taking over the hospitality industry or the sector. What do you think, from your point of view, what do you think is the driving force? Is it the lackadaisical attitude of the home-based, Nigerians, or the limited vision, or what exactly?
I strongly think it's three things. I think
Right, go
one,
on.
it's community. They have a strong community. And I have a strong feeling that they have a community whereby not only do they support themselves financially, they also support themselves with connections. So they have connections with people in high places. If they run into any trouble, I think they do have connections with protection and everything. They strongly have connections more than more than you know. They know how to stay low key. Number
Hmm.
two, so first thing is community. They do have community. So when anybody comes in, they communicate with one another. They have roommate situations, and they live in the best sides of town with one another, so they can afford to live there. And then they even now they have jobs. They come all the way from India, wherever else, for jobs that they are giving to one another. They're not given to Nigerians or whatever, right? So that's that community. The other thing is, of course, the money. The game. And I believe the third thing is us, those of
Hmm.
us who have established businesses already, not realizing or taking for granted the hunger that the new Nigeria has. The new
Hmm.
Nigeria wants nice restaurants, nice experiences. We want consistency. We want good service. We want to experience what we've been experiencing out there. A lot of Nigerians, a lot of local Nigerians have these connections. They have the money and they know people on ground, but they are taking for granted their new customer base.
Mm-hmm.
Nigerians are on Instagram looking at all these nice, dreamy places. These people are coming to open these places in Nigeria, and they're creating the dreamy vacation Instagram esque visuals. There's a new restaurant that I saw on Instagram. Really nice. I'm not going to mention the name, whatever. They didn't pay me to advertise, so I'm not mentioning the name. But it's
Yeah.
a really nice restaurant. Looks really, really nice. The aesthetics is beautiful and very dreamy. And even people are like, no, this is not Lagos. It is Lagos. There's another
Hmm.
place that's by the beach. Super, super popular place. Okay, that one I think is owned by Nigeria for sure. But a lot of the attraction, a lot of things there are not Nigerian owned, right? Because they understand, and they're really beautiful. They understand that we're dealing with internationals now. We're not just dealing
Mm-hmm.
with Nigerians that are just chill and they'll just go to Mama Put, or they'll just manage what you give them. We're dealing with internationals now. We're dealing with Nigerians who are abroad, who are coming home, and they want to experience home. They want to experience a little, touch of Paris or Santorini or whatever. Like they want to
Yeah.
experience all things in Nigeria, and they are bringing it. So they have the money, they have community, they respect the new taste of Nigerians, and I think that's what it is. They have the support that they need, and that's why I said we need to create, or we need to have a community of diasporans who are there to
Mm-hmm.
help one another and give one another support. And
Hmm.
if you're one of those who is super connected, bring that to the table. If you know how to reach anybody, bring that to the table. We need a bunch of trustworthy Nigerians who will not look at you as an ATM, who understand your struggle and relate to that. You know what I mean?
I'm
So
just, I agree. It's sad, really, because for those that benefit from that bubble of, like you say, community, the networking, and the connection, it's a totally different mindset. I love my people, I'm a Pan-Africanist. I don't look down on anybody. If there's somebody cleaning, the glass or sweeping the premises, I don't look at them different. I just go about. If I want to chat to them, I chat and I keep it moving. But like you say, the average person who is in the West breaking their backside to compile and accumulate a bit of forex that they can get, with everything going on in the West and stuff. And then you go home, and then the people around you, they're just charlatans, and everybody just thinks, oh, this is a mobile ATM machine. You ask them that, hey man, can you help me get a bottle of water or a pack of table water just from across the shops?
five
They're
thousand
always
naira.
thinking of how to fleece you. And I would tell you from personal experience, when I look at like dudes that I've known from when I was a kid, childhood buddies and stuff like that, and then you go home and you just something very simple like, hey man, what's up, man? What you doing? Let's meet up at maybe Golden Tulip Hotel, or at the lounge area or something. Let's just socialize or something.
That
Have a
becomes a mission.
few drinks. No, they come. It's nice to see them. Hey, what's up, bro? It's all great for like 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes max. And then when you sit down, they have nothing else to forget the bank balance. You know, I'm not a wealthy guy. I'm a regular dude, but there's no substance. In fact, some of them start to carve the conversation in the direction where no matter what you're talking about, they just want to penetrate into you and dig
Your
into
pocket.
you for
Oh yeah.
money.
Yep.
And
Yep. I
then
always say it.
I start to get irritated, like, God damn, you know, if somebody's genuinely in need or they need help, I don't mind helping, doing the bit that I can do, but it's always about how to extort you. God forbid that you say to them, that, hey man, I need to get such and such and such. And oh yeah, I know somebody that can sort that. It's for them, it's quickly telling that person, oh, that's from a guy from the UK, dude has a bit of money, you know, triple fold the money so they can get their cut and things like that. It's always about extortion. And like you say, if you then change the circle of friends and you hang out with people that enjoy a degree of comfortability, like they're in Nigeria, they don't even give a stuff about you coming. They're happy to see you, but they are quite comfortable. They're well connected. Some of them, I found myself in places where they won't even let me buy drink or pay for shots or anything. The conversation is just like,
They're
hey,
happy to
man.
see you.
It's like, hey man, I like you, Jules. I'm enjoying your company. I love your energy. We're talking, we're laughing, we're goofing around. I am not thinking of how to rip you off and get 100,000 off you. And it's just a case of, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I might show up tomorrow. I'm like, hey, Jules, listen, don't worry. Let me buy the drinks. And it's all love. And through those kind of environment,
And they exist too. Those people
you can
exist, but
then
they're
start talking
far and
about,
few in
hey,
between. Yeah.
business and, oh, okay, you want to do this? Let me call somebody for you, man. Oh, I know this guy that knows this guy, and that's how people get their breakthroughs. But on the other side, oh, don't get me started with families, man. And then it's always about trying to fleece you and all these people on ground. So people don't even have this vision to see that what can we do together? How can we build? It's
Long
always
term.
about
They don't think long
extortion,
term. There's no
man.
long term. Never. There's not a long term plan. Never. I always say you when you go to Nigeria, you have your plans, and Nigerians have their plans for you. Let me tell you. You go to Nigeria, you have your plans for yourself. But
That's right.
Nigerians have their plans for you. And I'm not talking Nigerians like random. I'm talking your close friends. Your family and friends have their plans for you. So be ready for that. You know,
I mean,
and
their
frustrating.
plans are usually simple. I can sum it up. Franklin is bringing Nigeria down. Because get out of here, man. The plan is simple. It's about mostly trying to use you as a springboard most of the time. You will crack
Yeah.
on anyway, Jules. Go on.
And I was gonna say, even before we start, I was gonna say, disclaimer, if you're a patriot, I'm giving my own firsthand experience. So if it offends you, my bad. But
Don't worry,
I'm
man.
giving my own firsthand
We're not
experience.
about that life. This is
Yeah.
Jules Uncut. Just go on and talk, man.
So, so I decided that I wasn't gonna stay at Lekki Phase One. I was gonna, get a place that was not towards that area. So we got a place, and it's not a serviced place because a lot of service charges are like almost 3 million naira a year, some extra stuff after you've paid your actual rent, right? And then so I just decided, okay, there's a place that's not serviced, but it was really, really nicely built place and things like that. Okay, now we're dealing with electricity. Oh my goodness. It costs me definitely way more money for electricity
To
than it
run your
cost me in
business, right?
Atlanta for sure. For sure. Like it definitely is super, super expensive if you're not in a service department, right? Now we're talking generator. Now you have to buy fuel. You're buying fuel, it gets super expensive, and then there's scarcity. So at some point you may have the money for fuel, but you may not have the money, you may not have fuel to buy. Now that's a whole nother crazy ass nonsense. Now you got to get an inverter. Everybody was telling me, "Oh, you need to get an inverter." I was like, "No, I don't need an inverter. I'll just buy, fuel." Now I have an inverter. Even that is not even enough because you can't quite turn on your AC. You can't quite turn on certain appliances on an inverter. I'm talking expensive ass inverter. So it's like Nigeria. What is it? What is so many things? So many things. But these are the things that will make you super frustrated. And I think I've had to go into my own zen. Oh, sorry. You see, I'm like super passionate and pissed off. I've had to go into my own zen, like meditation and all kinds of stuff to gain peace because Nigeria can bring. I was telling my husband the other day, I was like, look, Nigeria will find your trauma point wherever you've hidden it. You could have hidden it in your groin. Nigeria will go into that groin and rip it out. Like Nigeria will go right in your guts and find where your fear and trauma is and rip it out to shed. Like Nigeria is crazy like that, and you need to be like mentally ready. The biggest thing is patience, though. Being patient. Things are super slow, they're not straightforward, but if you have enough time to wait and take your, and take your time, things really do start to fall in place. Because
so let's talk about your production business. How is that coming?
Yeah. So that's what I was gonna say. So eventually I did get a place. I did get I'm finally getting stable, So I did get a small shop in the market. I was able to find a nice, clean marketplace where they sell a lot of things. And then I got a shop there. We finally got a tailor. So now we've started on our project. But even that was a whole nother madness, a whole nother craziness, like having to get the shop. Oh, Phrankleen, I feel like I need if it's not that I need to start like a Lagos Nawa episode 1, episode 2, episode 1000. Like every day there's always something. There's always some Lagos drama. If it's not drama on the road, it's drama with my carpenter, it's drama with my electrician, it's drama with my gate man, it's drama with. There's always some drama. There's always some madness, some bull crap. There's always happening. You got to be ready. Once you step out of your house like this, there's something, somebody's waiting for you to piss you off for the day. And no matter how much you think you're mentally ready, no, you're not. You can never be prepared for Lagos. There's always something. So yeah, so we started our production and a day at a time. A day at a time. Yeah. Yeah.
So how are you dealing with like staffs and all that? Do you have new staffs hired now?
Yeah, we do. I do have a good amount of staff right now. We have some that are working virtually. We have some that are working physically. There are lots of staffing agencies now. I mean, back then there were not that many, but now there are lots of staffing agencies now that provide you can get they can help you get a driver. They can help you get personal assistant, nanny,
and they're usually well vetted.
Well, there are different levels. So some staffing agencies are very thorough. So far for me, I've worked with 3 staffing agencies. 2 of them are super professional. There's one that I just experienced. I was like, okay, no, not professional. So there are lots of staffing agencies. It really depends on how much importance you put into that person that you're trying to hire or that talent that you're trying to hire. But there are a lot of responsible companies out here owned by Nigerians, and they're doing their really best, their very best, I would say. It hasn't been hard finding staff at all. It hasn't been hard finding staff. And I know.
So somebody's asking, what do you produce?
So I make a lot of things. So for example, we make these earrings, a lot of summer beach life type stuff. But I do these things in bulk and I sell to stores in the US. So I'm considering maybe doing that in Nigeria as well. So we make these as well, So these, and then bathing suits,
accessories and all that stuff.
Yeah, accessories, bathing suits, the whole nine, the whole resort swimsuit life. And I was explaining to someone, so we make them in bulk, like mostly in bulk. We sell to stores. And you saw on my page where the last, well, not the last, but we had a project with Meg, with Meg the Stallion. We were able to make her swimsuits. We had like a contract with them, we were able to make her swim. She released a swimsuit line and we were able to make that for her.
Right.
So we got the chance to work directly with Rock Nation, you know, to get her styles done. Actually restyled the style, you know, and yeah, so that's what we've been doing for years now. We've been doing that for years.
So basically, with your production business, would you say it's? I think it's very clever that you. So that I know you talked about electricity and all the challenges. I get that, but people are saying, why don't you look into getting solar panels and stuff? I think it's the way
That's what I
forward.
have. That's
Right.
what I have. Even that is not enough. Inverters, they'll
Right.
always tell you that unless you're getting, first of all, inverters are extremely expensive. So, but I was able to get the hybrid ones, so the ones that are battery powered and also solar powered. So that for nighttime, when of course the sun is not shining, you know, my batteries are working. You know, so yeah, so I have, and then of course you can always upgrade it and get more. You know, more if you want. But
So
yeah, that's
that
what I do
serves
now. We have
you pretty much 24.
powered ones.
That serves you pretty much 24 hours then.
Yeah, for the most part, yeah. Like right now, we have not had lights since I would say 8 a.m. Till now. Right now, it's my inverter that's working, you know, and it's what has been charged from. Okay, today didn't really. The sun was not out because it rained, so right now it's my inverter that's still powering us right now. Oh, actually, now if I do want my AC, if I want to enjoy my AC, I have to turn on my gen, which I also to get fuel for. So you know what, guys, be ready. Be ready. But I feel like it does pay off. This is what a lot of people live through. If you don't want to, if you're not going to be in control of your electricity, maybe you stay at a service apartment. Maybe we need a community of diasporans who can live, who can do a roommate situation like we're doing, you know, in the Western countries, so that way it can be affordable. That's what these Lebanese people are doing. Why can't we do that? Why can't we do that here? You
But I
know?
think it's a brilliant idea that you have your production going on in Nigeria and then you be able to sell to the States and stuff. So that means you'll be able to benefit from the Forex then, right? For your business growth.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I still deal with China. I've dealt with China for years. I lived in China, so I still deal with China. But I want to get to a point where I don't have to depend, like they're not my lifeblood. You know what I mean? I want to get to a point where I don't have to depend on them. Everybody has said, "Oh, okay, you know, well, you know, Nigeria is more expensive," and I get it. But there's still benefit in being able to be in control and speak the same language as the people who are making your stuff, and be one of them. You know what I mean? And be able to live and control it a lot more and own your own, because eventually we're going to be able to produce goods and services for people. You know, we're going to be able to produce clothing and whatever else we
Someone
want to
is
make
saying,
on our own.
sorry to cut you. Someone said, Franklin, I use solar power in my home. I don't get bothered with PHCN, shut the electricity or not. If you have the money,
Yeah,
you live like a queen and kings in Nigeria. Are you goddamn right? I know that, man, because I know I
yeah,
have a
that's what
friend.
I'm saying.
I was just gonna say that I have a friend who has he has solar panels installed, and when you go to his place, he's got 24/7 electricity and AC working and all that. So I was gonna say
Yeah,
that. I mean,
he must have.
but
Yeah,
from it depends on what your budget is, and then if it's your own house or whatever. So because I know like there are people in Nigeria who have solar panels and they have 24/7 thingy at home, but of
yeah,
course maybe commercial premises as well might be worth giving consideration to. So yeah, go on.
yeah. I mean, with what I have, you know, I'm able to turn on the AC. However, um, there are not a lot of people, you know, who have that disposable income. We're talking about people who are leaving, who are not in Nigeria. Nigeria, to me, does not feel like a place that I want to be at 24/7, like 365 days a year. Like, I'm actually thinking, oh, maybe I'll spend 6 months here. I'll spend another 3 months somewhere else, come back. Like, I don't see myself being in Nigeria throughout the year. So it doesn't make financial sense for me to invest that much money, although inverters are like long term and they make sense. But for me personally, let me see how I feel. I've been here for like a couple of months. Let me see how I feel and see if it's worth me upgrading some more. Like right now, if they take the light, I don't know. I don't notice it. If they don't take the light, I don't notice it either. But I'm talking to those who only know about monthly payments on rent, who only know about monthly payments on electricity. A lot of Nigerians don't have that disposable income to spend all that much money on a country that is so unstable in the first place. You know, if you do have money, you live like a queen or a king, and that's very true. But we're not talking about those who have the money. We're talking about those who are living from paycheck to paycheck right now, and the kind of paycheck we're talking about. You know what I mean? Like, they can live comfortable outside of Nigeria. They can't live comfortably in Nigeria with the kind of paycheck that they're making. So we're trying to be extremely realistic as to what to expect. Because if not, you're going to come here and be extremely disappointed unless you're ready to tough it out. I won't take that away from you.
I'll also chime in. I'll chime in. And I'm saying this, that there's also a huge misconception that people need to be aware of. Lagos is not a fair representation of the entirety of Nigeria.
That's true, though. Yeah, you're right. I keep forgetting.
Because you see, when you address the wider context of Nigeria through the lens of Lagos, okay, what we might end up doing is misleading people or giving them some kind of information that will throw them off. Because trust me, for example, when I go to Nigeria, I go as often as I was there for 4 weeks. I don't live in Lagos. I don't stay in Lagos. I don't like Lagos in terms of living in Lagos. That's why I said at the start, from a commercial standpoint, I'm thoroughly aware there's crazy money that can come out of Lagos. But Ibadan, other parts, yeah? Look, you'll be amazed what the cost of living is. That's why I'm laughing. Because but if you are, you know, how do I say, pig-headed about, oh, I want to go live in Lagos, get ready to break your back. It's the same thing. Like, take, for example, here in the UK, if you got a partner, wife, and children, or husband and children, and you want to live in London, and you're going to rent privately and all that, you know, get ready to lose a fat chunk of your combined paychecks to keep a roof over your head with other running costs. But for a fraction of that money, if you move on the edge of London or outside London, you get bigger, you know, even now they will say, oh, yeah. For the same job, the earnings in London is like this. The same job in Manchester or somewhere else is like that. But the truth is, the cost of living in London will kill you. Do you understand? So that's one thing for people to you know, to bear in mind. Like, okay, I'll give you an example. Say you wanted to rent in Ibadan, right? Just to get a random example here, a 3-bedroom apartment or flat, right, with humongous size, ensuite, bathroom and toilets, you can get that for, in most, like, certain parts, you can get that for less than 500,000 naira a year. If you now say, okay, I want to live in places like Oluyole Estate, or I want to go live in Jericho, you know, like the plush parts of Ibadan, right? For way less than ₦1 million, you rent a decent house with big living room and have parking spaces and stuff. And
less
also,
than ₦1 million?
Yes. Having said that, there are also properties, right, in Ibadan as we speak, whereby they're like maybe ₦1 million or 1 point something for a year. Now, the choice is yours. But what I'm telling you is you can go live in places. Okay. So last year, I told you I was in Nigeria for 3 months and 12 days. There's a friend of mine who lives in the States. So his wife and very young child, they are in Ibadan, right? So it's like a 4 flats, these 4 apartments type buildings are very common. So so there's a place called Elebu in Ibadan. For those that know Ibadan, they would say, they know where I'm saying. Now, I was there when we went to view the place when they moved in and stuff. Trust me, it was less than 500,000 for a whole year. 3-bedroom, massive living room, and then he had to do up the place all nice. And I'm telling you, now in Lagos, that's like 2 million naira. That's
2 million?
Or probably even more.
We're talking 6 million, 5 million, 7 million, 8.
There you go. There you go. There you go.
Is
So,
it an apartment, right?
check this. Let me blow your mind. You see that 8 million that you're talking about, man? That will near the completion of a nice 3-bedroom bungalow. Near, I'm not saying totally, but if you look at it from a project management standpoint, 8 million, about 65%, 70% completion of a 3-bedroom bungalow that you would own in
What side of
Ibadan.
town? Is it a nice neighborhood or like a
nice neighborhood? You can actually build that. Remember I said at the start, like Adron Homes, you can build this in one of the real estate gated premises. I'm not saying, like a simple design, you want a roof over your head, nice, nothing over the, I'm telling you, man. So when I hear some of the prices that people pay for rent to keep roof over their heads in Lagos, and then plus the service charge, it's crazy, mind-blowing. Somebody was telling me the other day that they pay like rent and everything inclusive roughly 9 million in a year. And I'm like, wow. But they want to stay in phase 1, Lekki, phase 1, and all these prime spots. If you've got the bread like that, if you've got the money like that, okay, fine. That's fine. But again, if I'm talking about the average person,
yeah,
like, bro, if you put 9 million into my hands, I'll finish a bungalow. Are you joking? I would rather stay in Ibadan and add a bit more to that 8-9 million and build a house. So, but hey.
I'm glad this is good because now you have the perspective, you have the perspective of Ibadan. I have the perspective of Lagos. So this is good. We're exchanging this information and everybody gets to see the difference and make a decision. I do notice that a lot of people are moving to the outskirts of Lagos now. A lot of people are going to Ogun State, Ibadan. And so that's really good that,
you know what's funny?
People are trying to spread out.
Take note of what I'm telling you. Lagosians are basically moving into Ibadan now, or your states. Honestly, they are moving now gradually. They are moving to Ibadan because of the cost of living.
Yeah, I know someone.
Cheap.
One of my staff members moved to Ibadan last month. She worked virtually, so lucky her, she was able to move. She said she hates Lagos, so she moved to Ibadan. So she works from there.
Lagos is bloody expensive, man.
Yeah.
Very, very. Yeah. Okay, check this out. So in Ibadan, right? If I take a boat, boat taxi, right?
Rub it in.
Like a boat taxi. Now, if I pull up the app and I call a boat taxi, the cheapest journey, let's say, like a 5 miles drive or something, or a bit less or something to drop me off, it's about 700 naira in Ibadan. The same distances in Lagos is nearly 5,000 naira. A bottle of trophy in Ibadan, in like a local joint, nothing over the top, 400 naira or something. Lagos, they want 2 grand off you and more. So you can see.
I would say that you just brought something to my mind. One of the cheapest things I've experienced in Lagos is Uber. Uber, let's say anybody who's in Atlanta, if you like a 45-minute ride to maybe from like Gwinnett County to the airport, it may cost you like $50, $45. In Nigeria, in Lagos, I would say it'll cost you like $4. That's one thing I noticed is like super, super cheap, Maybe I shouldn't say so Uber doesn't go up their price, but it'll cost you like $4 compared to other places in the world like Brazil. It'll cost you like half of the price it'll cost you in Atlanta. Hong Kong, it'll cost you maybe 1/3 of the price, But I think Nigeria is the cheapest so far that I've experienced in Uber prices. But that's on the side. Lagos, man, you're right. I keep forgetting that Lagos is not Nigeria. Nigeria is not, I keep forgetting that Lagos is not
just like
representative of the whole of Nigeria.
Just like some people would say, oh, Abuja. I've never been to Abuja. That's funny enough, right? But at least I know some stuff. I've got some relatives that live there. And it's a beautiful place. It's expensive. It's the capital city and all that. So if you choose to stay in Lagos, you pay the price, man. It's very expensive. Now, if you are affluential,
this person is explaining. They have 12V batteries, 8 solar panels plus inverter. That's what I have too. I guess maybe they lied to me and told me I can turn on my AC because that's exactly what I have. Oh, somebody lied to me then, because I'm telling you, somebody lied to me.
Says,
That's exactly
well,
what
well,
happened.
well, those ACs, they've got, different versions of them. Some
Yeah,
are high
mine is an
grade.
inverter AC, and it really doesn't take that much, energy. So they
All right.
probably lied to me. Maybe they
It
lied to
powers
me.
my AC 24/7, including all my household appliances. There you
Oh,
go.
really? Okay. Freedom. Then maybe that's what I need to do and not care. Yeah, that's what I have. Exactly that. I have the 4 batteries. I have the 8 panels. Yeah, exactly that. Exactly that.
So
They
yeah,
must
go
have
on.
lied to me. You said what?
Yeah, go on. Like, carry on. You were
Yeah,
talking.
yeah. So I keep forgetting that Lagos is not. Oh, my husband is calling me. I did tell him I was going to be on the show. I keep forgetting that Lagos is not Ibadan. I'm sorry, Lagos is not representative of the whole of Nigeria. But
Yeah.
those people go to Lagos because either they were raised in Lagos, like I was born and I went to school in Lagos, right? So I am more Lagosian than anything else. I'm more Lagosian when I'm in Atlanta. I'm a Lagosian. I don't care where I am. I'm a Lagosian anywhere I am. So I can't foresee myself in anywhere else but Lagos. But Lagos is like New York, I would say. Overrated, crazy, wild. You have to have your A game on, ready for anything. As a war zone and all that, and that's Lagos for you. So yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean,
So I
see,
mean,
I look, if Lagos is all that you know, or like where you grew up and all that, there's absolutely nothing wrong. But we for the benefit of people that may want to relocate and all that, depends on who you are, age band, the type of person you are, what you really want. Some people, in terms of everyday life, Lagos and the gridlock and the overly expensive and all that stuff, I personally, nah. I may do business in Lagos, but I can't live in Lagos. No.
yeah.
It's just
I
that
wish
simple.
I
That's
wish
just
I could
me.
live somewhere else. I really wish I could live somewhere else. Honestly, I do. I completely
So
understand, and I
I
envy
mean, look
those
at
of
look
you
at
who
look at what you said
can live
about rent in the same Nigeria. Rent 6, 7, 8 million.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh
My
yeah.
goodness.
Oh yeah. I mean, realistically, I'm talking about a house. If you're renting a house now, if you're renting like a 2-bedroom apartment, 3-bedroom apartment in a maybe Lekki phase 1, you can find something for 5, 6 million. Yeah, 2-bedroom, maybe 5 or 6 million. Yeah, service department. And then that's not the service charge. Remember, you still got to pay 10% agency fee. You got to pay 10% admin fee. You also got to pay 10% agency fee, 10% what you call it, legal fee, and then you got to pay caution fee, and then of course you're paying um, service charge. All of that is just so you can have water and electricity running. It's really ridiculous. It's absolutely, absolutely ridiculous. And the other thing, what's driving this is sometimes the agents. The agents know that the landlord told you, the owner told you to rent it out for 4 million because the agent wants to make 10% for you. The agent is telling you that it's 6 million. Like the way people make their decisions here is like, I don't know how to explain it. It's very barbaric / crazy. Because you want to make so much money out of your 10%, you're upping the rent. You're upping the whole rent and changing the market. And this happens every time. It happens every time. If you hear about home prices in Lagos, I genuinely think it's increasing because of the agents. I feel like the agents want to make a lot of money with their 10%, with their commission, and because of
Yeah,
that,
because
they're increasing the rent for no reason.
unfortunately, the industry is not regulated, so people are
Yeah,
very greedy. They do
yeah,
whatever they want. They extortionate prices, and they will rip you off. They don't
yep,
care. They don't
yep.
care, man.
They don't care about long term. They don't care about you coming back. They care about now, making their money off of you, and you're gone. You know what I mean? So I don't even know. I mean, please correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know if there is a solid must, a mandatory, what do you call it, license that agents have, with like real estate agents. So I don't know if there's like a mandatory license that they must have in order to either rent or sell properties here in Lagos. I did hear that they were working on that, but I don't think there's any right now that is enforced. But Nigeria is random. Nigeria is
So how
really,
are
really
you?
random.
How are you? I know you talked about this in the past. How are you dealing with, managing staff and all that with your new production business? How are you getting on with dealing with staff and handling finance and all that? Or I guess it's cashless, but how do you deal with them on a daily basis?
Well, I've been doing this for almost 10 years. So I've had staff members from the US, I've had staff members in Nigeria, I've had, so I've learned over the years to, of course, be clear upfront, make sure that the money that they're making is not the very, very, very bottom.
Hmm.
Make sure that they're working for something that makes them happy that they're working for. If you can add a bonus to that, sure, but of course you're not breaking the bank. Now, treatment, be very, very clear and upfront on your expectations. Make sure that you're enforcing that and not just expecting that they will do what you expect them to do, because
So,
this is a
so, so,
place
so,
where
do you get your, if I may ask, do you get your staffs on, like, monthly salary, or is it these type of basic and then you earn commission type thing?
well, because we're not doing sales, it's
Right.
a monthly salary. Everyone is on a monthly salary. I
Mm.
would say a good chunk of them are not at the salary that we started them at. We've definitely increased that, maybe due to performance. The more they've been around for, the longer they've been around, the more we're increasing it according to performance.
Right.
But yeah, a good chunk of them don't stay where we start off. And that's because I want to encourage them. If I feel or I realize, oh, they've learned a lot from me, or they have added a lot to the company, I definitely do what I can to retain them, as opposed to having to hire someone new and train them and things like that. So that's something I've learned over the years, that people need to feel like they're earning, because that's the reason why they're working. I mean, for the most part, right now, this is working with me is not a necessarily a lifetime. I'm not expecting that you're not going to have your side hustle. You're not going to, this is not a stepping stone for you, because it was a stepping stone for me, right? Working for other people. So I do understand that, So yeah, we try to increase with time, just to, encourage and incentivize.
So by using those recruitment agencies, do they sort of instill confidence in you in terms of reliability when it comes to the staffs? Like they help with the
Yes.
vetting and all that stuff. Does that give you confidence in them, or they still let you down, or how does that work
Oh,
for
I'm
you?
sorry.
Yeah. All right.
I'm sorry. They do. Okay, so the last one that I used, actually, a couple of them do have some form of insurance, if you will. A lot of them give you like maybe like a 6-month guarantee. If this doesn't work out, we'll replace the staff member for you. Some of them require payment for that, or sometimes it's part of the payment.
Right.
Everyone requires payment, obviously, for their service, so yeah, a lot of them actually do provide some kind of guarantee, and then they tell you that they do the background checks. For me, I ask, what did you do with the background check? Like, what exactly, and then I test them off of their work, because I need you to be. I mean, there are different levels of things that I need people to do, so I do test. I don't just obviously go off of your, go off of your off of word of mouth, right? We test your ability, we test your skill to see if you
Hmm.
qualify for the job before
Hmm.
we move forward, but yeah, so they do give you some kind of guarantee that, okay, we do guarantee that, this person is good, but if, of course, if it doesn't work out, we'll provide you with a replacement within, and of course, there's a window as well, right? We'll provide you with a replacement and things like that. So some places offer a year guarantee, a year warranty, a guarantee. Some other places offer 6 months. Some other places offer 3 months. So it really depends on the agency that you're working with. But I've been able to get people through agencies, and I realize that's the best. That's because I'm talking. There's a pre-interview, pre-vetting that happens before you now re-interview and re-vet the people
Hmm.
that are that are selected to you. So it's really, really super helpful.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
And right. Okay. So, and do you have any cultural issues with dealing with your staffs and, on a day-to-day basis? Do you see any cultural difference, or what's it like? I know you're not new to the game, but the reason I'm
No, I mean
asking these questions
it feels
is
new.
because I
It does
know
feel new.
there are people who want to, there are plenty of businesses that people are looking to start. And the reason I'm asking this question is just to give them an insight into, how things work or what to look out for and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, on the positive side, Nigerians are very respectful, right?
Right.
I would say on the surface. So people are very, very respectful, very, very nice. People are a lot more innocent than you'd expect, you know. So they do go over and beyond to show respect for whoever it is that they're working for. That doesn't mean that they can't also turn it, you know, around if you were beneath them, you know. But people tend to be very respectful and nice and fun, you know, if while working for you. Um, they're
Have
not quite
you have
used
you
to.
have you ever had to fire someone?
Oh, of course, many people, not just here, in life, you know, in general, you know. I would say they're not used to being considered. I noticed that they're not used, a lot of people, not everyone, but a lot of people are not used to having dialogue, you know, like you as the boss, having dialogue with them. Like, okay, so what do you see? What do you think? You know, what do you suggest? Especially when it's a
Oh,
situation with them, you know, getting their opinion and genuinely listening to their opinion. Some people, not every situation, but some people tend to be surprised that, oh, she cares about my schedule. Oh, she cares about not bothering me after 5 o'clock. Oh, wow. You know, she cares about what I do over the weekend or what I don't do. You know, like, so I noticed that. And a lot of times I've heard from Nigerians tell me, oh, don't be too nice. You're too nice. And I'm like, okay, I
yeah,
understand what you're saying because I'm
that's
going
a
to be
good
who I
point,
am.
and it's also sad because it's like there's a very common dictatorial culture. You
Yes,
know, do
very
as you're
much.
told, because if you talk back or you step out of the line or something, you get fired, you will be severely dealt with. So there's
Yeah,
always this type of walking on eggshells when it comes to bosses and all that, getting
yeah,
shouted at. And so when they see that you care and then you sort of have a bit of a chit chat with them, it takes them aback. But another very bad culture is you have to learn how to strike a balance, because
absolutely.
it's also when you get carried away, there's nothing, you know, we're humans, and like I say, I don't believe in being a dictator or, you know, being oppressive. But then there's a sad culture in Nigeria at the same time. So it's up to you to know how to strike the balance. If you allow yourself to get carried away and you get overly chatty, or you come across or they interpret you as being nice, being overly nice, they will take advantage of you.
Yes.
They will throw it
In
back
a
in your
New York
face. I've
minute,
seen that happen.
immediately. Yep, you're
Yeah.
right. I experienced that too. So while I'm being um, open and being free and being myself, because I believe you're human and I'm human, with two human beings who just met in a different part of life. I have found myself in a position where I'm having to, like, okay, turn on that Nigerian side of me, which we all have. We're all
Hmm.
crazy. Nigerians, we're all crazy. I don't care how nice you think you are. We're all crazy. We have that craziness hidden somewhere. And I realize, I find that I'm having to turn that on. Like, oh no, you got this mixed up. Wait. You have this mixed up. So I realize I'm having to, like, turn up. I shouldn't have to turn up, because that's not the experience that I have with some of my staff members that are not Nigerian. Like, if I say A is A and B is B and we have a conversation, and I laugh at you a couple of times or we joke, we should be able to get back to work. But because I joke now and because I laugh now you're getting way too comfortable. And I'm talking about way too comfortable, meaning where it's
Hmm.
definitely not professional. And I didn't
Mm.
go there with you. They took it there because they're not used to being, not all of them. I'm just giving, just, you know, for
Yeah, yeah.
little scenario before everybody like, oh, she's generalizing. I'm not saying everybody, okay? I'm saying scenarios where they're not used to being considered, right? And then when they experience that, now they don't know what to do with it. So they take it to another level where you now have to bring them back to
Somebody,
reality.
Jules, somebody's asking, when structuring your salary, do you put the minimum wage policy into consideration? Listen, you can stop typing your questions now, whatever questions you've got for Jules, so that she can answer them, and then we can wrap up the show. Okay, whatever questions, please type your questions down. What do you think to about
I
this
do
question?
put that into consideration. I do, and I try to actually go over the minimum wage, because if the person is valuable to me, I don't want to lose them and waste all the energy and effort that I've put into them. I'm not going
Hmm.
to give out figures. Um, But yes, I definitely put that into consideration, and I do make sure that I go above that, just for the sake of retaining them. Yeah.
Right, right. So with your, this one is coming from me. Please, if you got questions for Jules, type your questions now. So with the nature of your business, since it's cashless, you control the financial side of things. So your staff, they don't have access to money, except you give them money, maybe for payments, for salaries and stuff. So you don't have to worry about theft or anything like that. Or do you deal with that type of thing?
Well, the previous business, the one that I had when I first moved to Nigeria, that it was not cashless. So we sold products physically, we sold products online, and I did find myself in a position where, all the way in Atlanta, I'm hearing, because I did have, microphones and, CCTV and everything set up. I'm hearing that they were doing a business under my nose. Basically, I sell the products wholesale, right? I sell the products wholesale, and I also sell them retail. So some customers come and purchase from me wholesale in the stores that we had. So we had a store in Port Harcourt. We had a store in Abuja. We had 2 stores in Lagos at the time. And so this was the Abuja location. And I hear them having a conversation. And I realized that they were buying products from me wholesale. And the customers that were coming to the store, they were selling to those customers. Customers that I paid for advertising to bring, customers that I hustled to bring to my store, they were they were selling to the customers for a cheaper price. And the way they rationalized were like, well, we're buying wholesale from her. It's not as if we're not buying wholesale, we're patronizing her. And I was like, eh? And this was me in Atlanta. And of course, I already had structure. So immediately I found that out, I sent someone on the next flight to Abuja to go straighten things out ASAP. And that's the thing in Nigeria. You're gonna find people that are ready to steal from you immediately. Not just members, people, and you gotta have emergency plan put in place in case of that, and you activate code red. You have to be ready. I'm sorry, you have to be ready to activate code red when that happens, because it will happen.
Nice. So is it more difficult to start a business if you are part of the diaspora rather than a native, Nigerian born and raised?
Well, you know what? I wish it wasn't so difficult. It may be hard at first, but if you're patient, you have enough money saved, you're not living above your means, and if you find a good community, which I think we need, a community of diasporans that you trust, that are kind, and they're not trying to take advantage of you, it should be a lot more feasible, right? Because someone would tell you, oh, don't pay that price, pay this price. Don't go there, go there. Because, it was someone who told me to go to that market that I went and got a store. If I didn't know about the market before, someone told me about that market and I went and got a store. So a lot of times you do need people who will direct you. You come across people who want to take advantage, and you'll come across people who are nice. Just pray and hope that you come across the nice ones who will give you information. Either way, even if they're trying to take advantage, just retain the information that you get, because it'll come in handy. So I was born in Nigeria. I went to secondary school here, but I became an adult in Atlanta. And I came here and still felt like fish out of water, because a lot of things that I know as a grown person is not what's going on in Nigeria. Nigeria has changed. Nigeria is not the Nigeria I know. I was a child in Nigeria. I was not an adult in Nigeria. Being an adult in Nigeria is different.
Totally
difficult
different,
for me, right now, because I really don't know people like that. But I know that with time, I'll continue to meet, good people. I've gotten to the point where I only want to be surrounded by kind people. Just kind, please. I'm tired. I'm tired. I need kind people around me. Nice, kind-hearted people. And that's what you need. I would say Lagos again, Phrankleen, Lagos, not Nigeria, Lagos. But yeah.
Somebody's asking this: have you ever used any business management agency, in bracket, that manage a business on the owner's behalf? Can you recommend any?
I have never used a business management agency, so I'm not able to recommend any. I've never used one. I'm usually very, very hands-on. Maybe I'm an old school Igbo woman, but I've never used one.
I know. I'll add to that. I know there are business management agencies, people that offer those services. So it depends on what sector, what's the nature of your business. And I'll be perfectly honest with you. If that's something you are considering, yeah, I'll just say this. You see, you've got to go home, do the groundwork, get your hands dirty before you hand your sweat, your baby, your vision into the
Your
hands,
money.
your money into the hands of a so-called management agency. You should be sure of the type of persons you're dealing with. The reason is there are some people out there, and I say that there are few who are, legitimate. They will provide those services, maybe like an Airbnb, managing like a real estate portfolio and things like that. Or I know somebody who has a motel, a very small motel with like 15 or 20 rooms, and there's a management agency, managing for them. It was good for like a couple of years, and then there was issues with bed bugs and lack of fumigation, and people seeing cockroaches in abundance in the middle of the night.
And then now you got bad reviews.
And you got like truckload of nasty reviews and skin infections and stuff. And then before the owner could get their feet together in the United States and all that, the business was already sabotaged. They ended up selling it on to someone, and they had to rebrand it, and it was a lot of problems. So that's something. That's something to bear in mind. And another thing about the staffs, there's a guy on there, I've forgotten his username. I deleted his comment. If you're coming on here and you're trying to say, oh, you're bashing Nigeria. No, I'm sorry, respectfully, I think you're delusional. Okay. I am thoroughly aware of Nigeria and how Nigerians on the ground behave. Let me give it to you straight. Jules is telling us her story, her experiences uncut. We're not even paying her a dime. Okay. I don't do sentiments, and I'll tell you straight. There's a truckload of, we've talked about the culture, the cultural difference, the environment, the challenges. There is money to be made. Don't be dissuaded. But let me tell you, there's a very dreadful culture that you need to be aware of. When you're managing staff, because of the nature, I can say maybe poverty, desperation, whatever that's eaten deep into people's veins and their marrows. If they're working for you and then they realize that they can't circumvent your business processes, they can't do any side cuts, they cannot, drip feed into their pocket some extra money, and you've managed to man all of those angles, there's no loopholes. Sometimes some of those styles become vindictive. And I've seen it happen. Even bigger businesses, they will be so vindictive. They can do stuff just to disrupt your business process. So when I was home recently, right, there's a particular hotel that I know the son of the owner and all that. So we're hanging out, socializing in their lounge one night, and he was telling me they had a major clear out of a bunch of staffs. Even they had to lock up a couple of them. You know why? Because after their father died, they passed on this hotel business to 3 of them. They all grew up in the diaspora and all that. Now, this guy handles the lounge side of the business. Because they were selling fake drinks, they were bringing in their own stuff. So this guy revamped everything and blocked out all the frauds and means of stealing money. He said there was a night where the nightclub was jam-packed. Some guy who was popular in Ibadan was having a birthday party for his girlfriend, and he said they were set to make multi-millions that night because it was packed. People came from Lagos, everywhere. And then it got to the point where people had to be paying for their drinks and everything, and all the card machines, the POS, stopped working. So he didn't know, the network just ground to a halt. And of course, in the middle of the night, it was a case of, oh, excuse me, can you transfer to our bank account? It became so much problems that some people snuck out without paying. You understand? They lost money. And guess what? He then found out after several hours into the early hours of the morning when everything had stopped and people had gone, somebody took a scissors and cut some of the cables leading to the computer system. They switched off the machine connected to the POS. Man. And then they were able to catch one of the guys, and they, of course, with heavy hands on him, with the help of the police, he then fessed up and said, oh, we planned it with such and such and such. Dude said he fired a bunch. He got another set of people. They became criminals. I mean, these are just some of the harsh reality. So when people come on here and you're trying to be stupidly patriotic and then you think Jules is your problem, I think you're retarded. I'm sorry. Because I would tell you unfiltered, if you're selling these cups in your shop in Nigeria, there's a lot of money to be made from it. You might hire staffs who's already thinking of how to steal a box full of these cups every week, and then you block them. So let's say you had to disappear to the bank for like an hour or two and stuff. You might have had people that came in and said, oh, can we have these cups? 12 boxes of this cup. They would deliberately say, oh, we don't have them in stock. Oh yeah, we sold out. And they know their boss has boxes of these in the storeroom. They would deliberately, vindictively, just, oh, so no, we haven't. So the boss comes back after 2-3 hours. Oh, what's the sales like? Oh, we've not sold anything. You see that happen?
Yep. Do you know that's what I was experiencing in the Abuja store?
There you go.
I literally remember asking the girls, we're not making sales. We used to make sales last month. What happened? Oh no, I haven't made it. Like, seriously. And then I decided, okay, you know what? Let me listen in on this conversation. And then I listened in. And then I listened in and found out what they were doing. I also have experienced in the Lagos store having to fire all the staff members.
Wow.
So I'm talking, yes, I'm okay. We're talking, this is a club. We're talking about what I was selling. Okay, as simple as my curtains. The curtains that I had to get here, when they're trying to buy curtains, the guy was talking to one of the boys that works with him. And he was almost trying to call police on that boy because somebody came and paid yesterday and the boy diverted the money to his account, told the person to pay into his own account and never told his boss that they came and paid. And the person called the boss and said, the boss was calling the person like, well, have you not paid? And the person was like, no, I already paid your boy. I'm talking, it's in every place, every tiny place. I've also had to fire all the staff members I had at my Lagos store because I felt like if I left one person, I don't know who's contaminated already or poisoned already. Let's clear everywhere out. And I had to hire a whole fresh new staff. So yes, it happens everywhere. Like, that's why I said I'm giving my own firsthand experience. This is why I did also say, be ready to activate.
Let me respond to this person. Why will I do business in Nigeria with all that when it's easy to make money and do business in Olubumi? This show is not for you. Okay. You see that all these statements, I'm sorry. You know me, man. I don't have filter. People like you piss me off, man. Nobody's begging you to go do business in Nigeria. In fact, I want you to die in the West and get buried in the West. How about that?
Oh my God.
Nobody gives a fuss about you, man. No one cares. Die in New York, die in Michigan, whatever. Your name is Olubumi or Dole. You emanated from Nigeria. Why would I go? If you didn't get your American visa, your black ass will be in Nigeria, though. You don't need to tell us that. You know, we are having... There's a target audience for this. You don't need to let us know. Okay? All this nonsense that you people will come here to say. I don't know if you started this show with us. The Lebanese are in Nigeria. The Chinese, they are building businesses. You know, people like you are blind. You come here, you start telling me rubbish. Where would I go to Nigeria? Because you're blind.
Maybe we scare them a little bit, you know.
No,
it's the reality.
We're not scaring them. We are telling the truth.
Yeah.
There is nowhere in life where anything good comes easy. You see, what really ticks me off, right? What pisses me off is the sons and daughters of the soil. They are the ones at the forefront of running their mouth like a bathroom tap and spouting rubbish. You see, I can respect choices when you say, you know, maybe you want to carry on living in the States and so that's fine. But all this talking nonsense, you are foreigners. Didn't we say that at the start? All of these people, the Lebanese, these Pakistanis, the Chinese, these Indians, the Jewish people, All these people that are moving in droves, Australians, Germans. I stayed in a hotel in Lagos, on Airport Road before leaving, right? I was there for like 3 days and stuff like that. And bro, we sat in the restaurant area, just having a drink and eating. And some of the conversations, this guy was like, my friend, Nigeria is the best. Nigeria is the money in this country is gold mine, my friend. And I sat at the bar listening to this guy. He goes, my friend, if you just find problem to solve in Nigeria, just sit back and watch the money. He said, but the problem is Nigerians can't see the opportunity. And I smiled. This is like Lebanese guys. This guy has a very husky voice and he was talking passionately. He goes, you know, if I want to set up Amala joint, yeah, I don't know how to cook Amala, or I just employ Nigerians. I'll be in the back. I control the cash. I bring my sisters and I let the Nigerian women be in the front, sell the Amala, and I can make my cool money. And I sat there and I said, you goddamn right. But here we are. These ones that come to the UK, go to the US. This is what I've been saying. Why would I go and do in Nigeria? That's why I have something about myself. Every time I step off that plane, there's a switch that goes off in my head. Every time. If I jump on the flight tonight and I stop at Muritala Mohammed Airport, I'm telling you, hand on my heart, yeah? There's a switch that goes off. And when I say there's a switch, everything Western goes off. Because from the moment I step off, the guy pushing the trolley, I'll find out my guy, how you do?
Yep, exactly.
See, the mindset is different. I'm not there trying to project any British accent to anybody. All of the friends or people that I meet locally, except if I meet with a fellow diaspora and we're talking in that capacity, that's different, right? Everywhere that I go to, basic English.
Yep. Or Yoruba.
They might look at you and tell that, oh, hang on, no, I think this
what's
guy.
Coming out of your mouth, you don't sound like it.
But bro,
yep.
I level up.
Yep.
That's my country. That's where I came from. All these things we're talking about, I am constantly looking at what is it that I can tap into. And I've come to a conclusion. There are plenty of things you can do in Nigeria.
Oh my God.
But you've got to be on ground.
So many.
You've got to be on ground. You have to be
focused, super focused. Yeah.
You've got to be on ground. Because like what we are saying, there's so many things that you can do. You've got to be on ground. You've got to be at the forefront of it. But the problem with all these people, when they're talking about you think Lebanon, where this Lebanese came from. Oh, you think Lebanon is perfect. Oh, you think Dubai is perfect. They show you the shiny part of Dubai. You think Qatar is a great country. In Dubai, they have zero human rights. You think it's a joke. Go and look at what's happening to blacks. But they bring their monies around the world. In China is a communist country. You think China is perfect? They buy last year when I was in Nigeria, Jules, I went to Ilorin, Kwara State, and somebody took me somewhere. I was shocked. There's this Chinese family. They own not acres of land, hectares of land. It's like a whole town. You can't even see the end of it. Huge. I was actually terrified. Like, how can these people buy so much land? And this Chinese guy was telling us that they are never moving back to China, that they are bringing in more families to buy more lands and more lands. They are penetrating.
That's crazy.
Here you are sitting in the West talking crap. There will come a time where black folks will become tenants in their own land. I keep saying it because of these attitude. You've said it, and I'm glad you've said it tonight. That's one of the important things. Anybody that's joined us midway, go and watch the playback where Jules started from on this show. All these people, and you know what you said? Take, for example, the shawarma business in Ibadan that I spotted, the Lebanese-owned business, yeah? Every transaction, you know what these people do? They sit behind in the AC office, every monies, every receipts as they come in, as who is this this one here, man? It's saying, young man, let me block you quickly. Zero tolerance for foolishness here. So as I was looking, these people, they sit in their office, right? They keep tabs on all the receipts, you know, like the computer system. Every transaction they are watching, they're taking their money to the bank every day. These Lebanese, they have quarries. They run quarry business in across Nigeria, smashing, you know,
Oh
stones,
wow. Yeah.
making granites. Bro, why are they tapping into our lands? This guy, I remember this guy was telling me at the hotel, at the lounge, and he goes, my friend, just think of the Nigerian population of over 200 million. He said, find something to sell to them and make just 50 naira profit and see what happens. It makes sense. But then
Give me 1 second.
yeah, the average person
I'm listening
would
to you.
come here,
Yeah.
and then or somebody said they have bought many lands in Owerri too. I mean, the China, of course, they are buying the lands. There is a reason. You know, you want to come here and run your mouth and talk crap. Good for you. By the time you wake up, it'll be too late. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Absolutely.
The way you
And
can buy lands in
it's
Nigeria,
disheartening. It's
the way you
disheartening
can
to
buy
see
lands
us.
in Nigeria, you can't buy lands like that in the USA. You can't. You can't buy lands like that in China. But hey,
Yeah. It is disheartening to see us do big things outside of Nigeria, but we understand why too, you know. So we understand that it's extremely difficult, and the government obviously has not made it easy for us to do so, you know. So Nigeria is really not for the faint of heart, but those who want to do it can do it, you know, with a lot of
that's right.
determination. If you find yourself in Nigeria, I'll definitely say don't give up, you know, take your time. Things don't happen super fast. But I've heard positive stories of people who stayed the course, people who started providing services. I mean, I heard of someone who what he sells is like 50 naira a piece. It's a food, you know, something they sell on the street, 50 naira a piece, and he makes millions of dollars. You know what I mean? So there are a lot of things to solve. Like there are a lot of simple things to solve, and you just might be that person that's the next person that'll provide that thing, you know, for really cheap, and you're in a, you know, you've made serious money.
Let me
So
tell
yeah,
you this. There's another huge misconception with most Nigerians back home about farming. For example, a lot of locally based people have this huge misconception about like farming is filthy, like it's not something to be seen with because of lack of
true.
education and stuff, right? And you get Nigerians, they would travel to the Middle East, like Qatar and all those places. They get sucked into farming jobs, harvesting cucumber in the burning sun. I
Wow.
watched a video of a guy today who talked about his eyes got opened when he got sucked into human trafficking in Qatar and was forced into harvesting cucumbers, bags of cucumbers, hundreds of bags on a daily basis. He had lower back problem. Eventually, he was able to return to Nigeria. And then he realized that the things I wasn't paying attention to, it's a big deal over there. This is the problem. We like the idea of and I can't knock anybody, you know. A lot of us are in the West and stuff, but these misconception of I've got to go to America to slave the rest of my life and turn my back on Africa. There's something in you, Jules, that I respect. There's that driving force that makes you go back, that makes you want to tap into it. Doesn't matter, you don't have to leave there 12 months, a year, or whatever. But the idea of all these people coming here and running their mouth, talking as if as soon as you do this, oh, why should I do this when I can do this in Atlanta? You're not an American. You're not even an African American. African Americans for generations are still fighting to get recognized. They're still fighting as we speak. Here you are wanting to be an American so bad. The most you will be is be an American by documents. The white folks are telling you by every means possible that you're a tenant here. We're just tolerating you. So of what use is it that we sit here and we talk crap about Africa? That's all I'm just saying, man. Sorry, I'm ranting.
Yeah. Well, for me personally, I mean, my own experience is my husband is African American, right?
Yeah,
And
I know.
because of him, I see the value with being in Africa. Because of him, I appreciate being in Africa. So maybe some people just need a different perspective. You know, to me, I'm thinking maybe he was just kind of explaining his fear or whatever. But it's different when maybe you're maybe thinking that you're better. You know, that's why obviously, like you said, you know, the show, this live is not for everyone. Those who want to come to Nigeria, we're giving you a realistic expectation of the day-to-day life. If you do have a little bit more money, you live like a queen, but you still suffer in some things. You still suffer in communication and a lot of things. There's still gonna be hoops you have to go over or go through to get through Nigeria, to deal with Nigeria, you know. But it does get better. It does get better. And the ways for it to get better is your crowd, the circle that you keep, the way to manage yourself every day. You know, there's just a lot of things to just really expect. And we're not here selling you euphoria. We're telling you the honest truth. Nigeria is not anywhere half as organized as as anywhere that you probably know. Nigeria is a jungle. But there are foreigners who are handling the jungle, who are living in the jungle, and they're dealing with the same employees that you're going to deal with. They're dealing with the same locals that you're going to deal with. So
that's right.
It's what it is.
Thank you, Jules. What's your final 2 bullet points for diasporans who are looking to take a leap of faith?
I would say you have only one life to live. Give it a try. Give it a try. If it's not your thing, there's no shame in going back home. I mean, not going back home, going back to your comfort zone, which I did, right? And then if you feel like the spirit is burning in you, you want to come back here, do. For me, my experience has been that my creative juices are coming back again. I'm getting more and more creative. I'm a little bit more in control of what I want. Right. My products are better. I'm happier. I can't wait to see where we go. And I've learned to take life a day at a time.
Is that all you want to say to them? So they should take the leap of faith and just do it.
Bring your talent. Bring your talent. You know, put your talent on the table. You never know. You never know what you'll get. So yeah, welcome to Nigeria. We want you guys. Want you guys to come and give it a try. So
thank you very much, Jules. Thank you very, very, very much. And
thanks for having me.
I'm sure myself and everyone else wish you all the best in your endeavors and all that stuff. I love your energy. I've always done. And I know you're basically going to get a lot bigger than this. And yeah, hopefully someday soon, as you make, even further progress, you'll be able to come back and share more insight with us and stuff like that. So how can they find you on social media before you go?
I'm on Instagram, Juliana.Richards. So just Juliana.Richards. I'm there on Instagram. That's it.
All right. Great stuff. Thank you very much, Jules. Thank you to everybody. And I'll catch you in the very next one. Peace.
Bye.